Let's talk more about this with Miranda Green. She's a congressional reporter for The Hill. She did not change her last name just for this interview. Her name is Miranda Green. Thank you, Miranda. How are you?
Thanks for having me. Doing well.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Well, right off the bat, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on Wednesday indicating that this might be some pie in the sky. Here she is. This is a quote. "It will be one of several or maybe many suggestions that we receive. The green dream, or whatever they call it, nobody knows what it is, but they're for it," right? Does that kind of knock it down a notch, what AOC and her colleagues are proposing?
Well, I wouldn't say that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or any of the co-sponsors of this resolution would say that it did anything to knock down the power of this. Introducing this resolution today on Capitol Hill, they wanted to really enforce the fact that this is a historical moment. Not only is this one of the largest pieces of legislation, it's a resolution that kind of calls for an ambitious goal of bringing the United States to using 100% renewable energy for its electric grid by 2030. But it also calls on a bunch of different issues that Democrats are hoping that they will see in this Congress. This is the first time that Democrats are in a position of power where they can actually try to work on legislation to try to bring climate change to the forefront for the first time in 8 years. And so while Nancy Pelosi's comments might have been seen as kind of putting them in their place or taking away some of the legitimacy of the Green New Deal, they would argue that, while this might seem ambitious, it is also important to be innovative in this moment, and that it's a start.
I was listening to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez talk about this on public radio this morning. She didn't really say how this is going to transpire. So how, in a practical sense, is this different from former measures to get renewable energy at the forefront and push back on dirty, polluting oil? The goal is ambitious: 10 years to carbon neutral in the United States.
Right. So this is just a non-binding resolution. So it's not a bill. This is not something that can be voted on and eventually become a law. But what's important here is to see that Democrats are coming together and trying to come up with ideas for how to address this really big issue. And it's an issue that lawmakers and Democrats and progressives say that not only Republicans haven't been touching on, but also Democratic lawmakers haven't been doing enough. And so Ocasio-Cortez, her argument here is that while this kind of seems like an all-encompassing bill, the resolution itself talks about bringing clean water, transitioning to clean transportation, moving away from airplanes. It talks about wanting to bring family farming. I mean, it really does kind of sound, when you get into the nitty-gritty of it, a bit of a wish list. But her argument here is that this is just where you start. You start the conversation running, and this is how Democrats can then take from this goal list and then bring in important bills and try to pass legislation through the House.
Right, because she even admitted, look, she was asked point blank, do you have power? She laughed and goes, no, I don't have any power yet. I'm just coming in here. So the question is, can this proposal with clean energy get momentum? Can it be a roadmap to cutting into polluting energy and get things done?
I would say it already has. I mean, while Ocasio-Cortez is still a freshman lawmaker, and of course she's going to laugh and say she has no power, it is mesmerizing to see how much she has done to bring this issue to the forefront in such a short period of time. She was just brought into Congress, became a lawmaker at the beginning of this month, yet no one knew what the Green New Deal was 2 months ago. The second that the midterms were over, we started hearing about this push to try to bring a special select committee to Congress to deal with this issue, and now we have this resolution. So while she herself can't bring this bill forward, and while obviously Democrats are still going to face opposition with Republican leaders in the House, and then if they, of course, pass anything through, they still have to deal with the Senate, it says a lot to show that America now knows what this issue is, and it shows that Democrats really do care about tackling climate change, which of course is something that many people are fearful of what will happen if we don't address it as soon as possible.
Right. This issue has been up time and time and time again, and this country has not acted on it. So we will see what AOC can do with it. We really appreciate your insights. Miranda Green for us. Thanks so much, Miranda.
Thank you.